Here's what smart creators quietly fix during the holidays. Most creators use the holidays to unplug, and that is fine. In fact, it's great. Rest matters. But smart creators do something else too. They quietly fix the things that they've been avoiding or neglecting all year. Not publicly, not loudly, and definitely not visibly on social media. They use this slower season to clean up the parts of their business that create stress and uncertainty and risk, because they know something that most creators won't realize until it's too late. January doesn't create problems, it exposes and amplifies them. Hello and welcome back to Legit Podcast Pro. I'm Gordon Firemark, the podcast lawyer. And if you've ever told yourself, oh, I'll just deal with that later, this episode is for you, and I hope. Welcome back and Merry Christmas. Now, before I get into today's topic, I just want to take a moment to invite you to join me for an important legal protection workshop I'm holding coming up on January 5th. It's all about how you can protect your podcast, your business, yourself, and your loved ones from the many and varied threats that can come out of the blue to surprise and overwhelm you if you're not prepared. And I'll show you how you can get the systems and protections in place to protect yourself without expensive lawyer's fees. It's absolutely free. It's at podcastlaw.net. So go there now and register podcastlaw.net and come back. Pause this now, go register, and I'll come right back and I'll wait for you to be back. Okay, so now back to our regularly scheduled program. The end of the year is when creators finally have space to think and do a few things. No launches, no algorithm panic, no pressure to keep up. That's why this is the best time to address the stuff that quietly drains your energy throughout the year. Not content, not growth hacks, structure. Here is what smart creators fix during the holidays. First, they get clear on ownership. Who actually owns the podcast and the things that you're creating? The brand, the episodes, your clips. If you collaborate with co-hosts, producers, editors, a partner, this is where assumptions can turn into real problems. Now, during the year, it is obviously easy to ignore this and the rush to get things out and get things done. So during the holidays, it's a lot easier to take a look at these things honestly. Secondly, smart creators clean up the relationships, not the emotional. Of course, that helps, but legally, they take a look at the people that they rely on and they ask, are the expectations clear, going in both directions? Is there anything that's just sort of understood but not written down? What happens if someone leaves? Most disputes don't come out of bad intentions. They come from fuzzy agreements. Smart creators reduce that fuzziness. They take what action they can to clarify and crystallize things. Then they look at money and how it actually flows. Not how they hope it flows, not how it might flow next year, but how it's been flowing up until now and how it flows right now. What income depends on any one platform? What deals have unclear terms? What payments rely on goodwill instead of good contracts? This isn't about pessimism, it's about visibility and awareness. And fourth, they separate themselves from the show. I know that sounds strange, but it's really very powerful. What they do is they stop treating the podcast like their identity and start treating it like the asset that it is. It's an asset owned by a business. And that shift alone takes off a huge amount of pressure, because when the show is an asset, making changes doesn't feel like you're admitting to personal failures. It's a business decision. So here's what's important. None of this requires grinding through the holidays. It requires a few intentional conversations, some honest reviews, and the willingness to stop avoiding things that feel uncomfortable. The creators who do this won't be talking about it online, but come January, they're moving faster. They say yes with confidence. They walk away from bad deals without panic. Everyone else feels like the year started without them. So if you want the next year, 2026, to feel calmer and more intentional and less reactive, this is the work that will make all that possible. Not more hustle, not more posting, just finding and crystallizing with clarity. This is exactly why I created the tools at podcastlawforums.com. They are designed to help creators like you who want to quietly get the legal and business foundations in place so they can stop worrying about what might go wrong and focus on what they actually want to build. We have a great deal on a bundle. You can get all the legal forms all at once, or you can get them a la carte. It's at podcastlawforms.com. Now, if you use this slow season wisely, that's wonderful. January won't feel overwhelming. And if it's already January or February when you're seeing this, it's not too late to start, but try to think about it and give yourself the little bit of time it'll take to get these things taken care of. And it'll feel ready. Next week, we're talking about the one resolution that actually changes a creator business. Because motivation fades, but structure lasts. So stay legit, and don't forget to join and register for that workshop on January 5th. It's at podcastlaw.net. All right, see you again real soon. Thanks.